The purpose of this book to present material in book form that can be used as a basic guide for those individual non-white people who are victims of racism, victims of white supremacy, who may wish to think, speak, or act to eliminate racism, white supremacy, and to do so not as a formalized group, but as an individual persons. This means that individual non-white person who is the victim of racism can pick, choose, and support through individual thought, speak, action, only those parts of the book that he or she as an individual person sees fit to support through his or her individual thought, speech, and or action to present material in book form that can be used as a guide for complete code of thought, speech, and or action for victims of racism, which, when promoted by an effective number of individual victims of racism, would result in a collective effect against racism, to present material that may serve as a basic guide and or general format for making of other and different books which can serve as a complement or supplement to the codified and or systematic concept of eliminating racism, white supremacy through the thought, speech, or action of individual persons by their own will at the time and place of their own choosing. This should be done without duplicating or repeating what is said herein, to help all people know and understand truth, and to use truth in such a manner as to produce justice and correctness at all times, in all places, in all areas of activity, to explain the necessity of eliminating functional racism, white supremacy, before attempting to make any other major changes in the social material activities of the general of the people of the known universe, and to function as a general guide toward doing so. This is not a book used to promote dislike or hatred for white people. This is not a book to be used to encourage animosity towards white people and to promote a dislike for white people because of their whiteness or because they appear white to the eye and mind of the beholder. This is not a book to be used to embarrass, belittle, nitpick, poke fun of, or otherwise show disregard for any people, be they white, black, brown, red, yellow, blonde, brunette, etc. This book is not designed to be used to oppose any people except those people who racially classified as white, and only those who people who classified who should be blamed for establishing, maintaining, expanding, or refining the practice of white supremacy, racism in any area of activity, including economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, war, counter-war. This book, when used correctly, would help promote thought, speech, and or action specifically designed to reveal truth and to promote the production of justice and correction. The ultimate purpose of this book and any of its parts is to help produce justice. How to use this book. Think seriously about everything you read herein. Speak and or act only in support of those observations and or suggestions that you believe will most likely help to reveal truth, produce justice, and produce correctness. Use logic. Choose carefully. Think about cause and effect. Do not think, speak, or act according to any part of this book unless you think that doing so will produce a constructive effect. Study all remarks that seem to be contradictory. Think, speak, then act only according to what you think will produce the most constructive results. Consider that some speech or action that may be best or correct for one situation may not be best or correct for another situation. Pages that can be used as an end of book index in the form of many remarks made in one part of a book being made again in another part of the book. This is to make it easier for the reader to find similar subject matter throughout the entire work. Everything presented in one part of the book, this work is directly or indirectly related to everything presented in other parts of this work. The title, the United Independent Compensatory Code system concept should be used to apply any thought, speech, or interaction that best helps produce justice. Justice means guaranteeing that no person is mistreated and guaranteeing that the person who needs help the most gets the most constructive help in all areas of activity. If it seems that some parts of this compensatory code will not produce the most constructive result in some situations, do not use those parts in those situations. Choose other parts. Keep in mind, this book is intended to be used by individual non-white persons who are victims of white supremacy racism in their efforts to best help to replace the system of white supremacy racism with a system of justice and correctness, balance between people, plus balance between all beings, creatures, and things. Keep in mind that some words used in his books have compensatory codified definition to better produce thought, speech, or action that is intended to result in the use of truth, that which is in order to produce justice and correctness. Say or do only those parts of the compensatory codification that you think will work best for you and for others in circumstances similar to yours. Know and understand that some questions, answers, statements, suggestions, etc. may seem simplistic, trivial, and are little to no value. If so, it is correct to ignore them. If not, it is correct to make constructive use of them. This is a matter of individual choice. Remember that something said or done that is logical in one situation may not be logical to say or do in another situation. Know and understand that no parts of this work is intended to produce or support hatred for any person, creature, place, or thing. The importance of correct context. When using the word context, when using words, context is extremely important. One should always ask, what is the context in which the words is being used? All right, we gotta put that down. When using words, context is extremely important. One should always ask, what is the context in which the word is being used? During the existence of supremacy, system of white supremacy racism, many people have been taught and are guided into promoting confusion and non-correct conflict by repeating or altering some of the words of a non-white person in a manner that does not best reveal the truth of the intended effect of those words. Therefore, according to compensatory counter-racist logic, and in order to reveal truth in a manner that best promotes the production of justice and correctness, the context in which anything is said and done should be given correct consideration. And I'm going to leave it with this thought before I read more. Like a crawling infant attempting to walk, all errors that are made by any person who seriously attempts to produce justice are errors that can only be revealed through process of the attempt. The will to produce justice is the first thing that must happen before justice is produced. The will to produce justice is itself the beginning of the end of terror. Therefore, the initial purpose of this work is to help people produce the will to do justice. So, this is Black Vader. I just read the purpose of this book, how to use this book, and the importance of correct context. So, that's me staying on code for about 10 minutes. Like, comment, subscribe to my videos, and please give me notifications so you guys can remind me to keep doing this. My face is on, it's early as hell, but please just message me or something so I can read this book all the way through for you guys and for myself, so we can all be on code. Because if I can read this book, maybe you can read this book, or so on and so forth. And we just keep reading this book. We can turn this into the Bible real quick, where everyone's just reading the Bible and we're just all staying on code. We don't have to talk to nobody. All we got to do is read this book. Read the book. Read, nigga, read. Sorry, you guys not staying on code, but please just help me help you. So thank you guys for everything, and keep pushing. I love you guys, and peace.